Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about the reduce method in Python, which is an integral part of the Python functional programming. Okay, and reduce method works on a famous mathematical technique called folding, where we try to minimize, where we try to minimize the, where we try to minimize the number of things that we are doing. Okay, and the reduce method is written in C, so it is way faster than your normal loops. So what is the use of a reduce method? How can we use a reduce? Okay, so Python reduce basically implements mathematical technique, as I said, folding. So what do you do in a folding? You are doing a fold of the list or an iterator to a single cumulative value. So how reduce works? So reduce works by applying a function to the first two elements of the iterator and generates a partial result. Then it uses that partial result together with the third item in the iterator to generate another partial result. This keeps on going until all the iterables are exhausted. So in the end, we have a single cumulative value. Now, what will be the output of the value? It will depend upon the function that we have passed. Okay, so it could be a sum of iterables, it could be a multiplication of iterables. Okay, let's try. So before using it, uh, let's import it. So until Python before Python 3, it was an independent module, but later it was introduced together with the functools module. Okay, so to reduce. Shit, man. Let's define an iterator. Okay, which will be a list of 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. Okay, and we will also use a mul. So we have a multiplication method as well that we will be using here. Okay, multiplications are really like you can define your own method that you want to pass, and instead of defining our own method, we will be using the mul method from the operator. What mul will does, it will multiply the two values. Okay, now let's try to use. So what is the syntax of the reduce? So you have to call reduce the function and then the iterator. There is also one more thing, initializer, which I'll tell later in this section, in this video. Okay, so what is the method? Mul and the iterator. Let's run this code. You can see 24 is printed. So 24 is what? 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. Okay, if we have want to use some other method, let's take some or add. Okay, run this. You can see 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is added here. So what basically it is doing, it is taking the first two elements of the iterator, applying this method, generating a partial result. Okay, then taking the partial result along with the third element, and similarly it will keep on going. So reduce will basically reduce your iterator to a single value. These are really useful. I know you can say that we can do it in the using a for loop as well, but for loops are really way expensive than the reduce method. As I said in the introduction section, reduce is way faster because it is implemented in C. Okay, for loops will be really expensive if your if the size of your iterator is really big. Now let's come to the thing of initializer. Until now we have not used the initializer. Let me demonstrate you how an initializer works. Let's take the same add example. Pass initializer as 100. What initializer will do? In the first iteration of applying this method, instead of using the first two iterables, what it will do, it will take the first element and this initialize it together. Let's run this. Here you can see the output is 110 because of this 100 as in because we used 100 as an initializer. So the output will be 100 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, this is the use of initializer. Initializers are really useful when you don't want to throw exception. When you don't want to throw exceptions, like it could be an empty. Let's demonstrate it with an empty iterator and run this. Here you can see the exception is thrown. But what if we have this again reduce of empty sequence with no initial value? Okay, now if we have an initial value, as you can see, initializer will return the initial value and it will not throw an exception for you. So in using this way, the initializers are used to prevent the values, right? Okay guys, so this is all about very short tutorial about reduce. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel.